a great welcome to all of you spiritual seekers. It's lovely to see everyone here. This is a 7-day workshop, my dear friends, and we will be talking in a holistic way, in a holistic level of what abundance is all about. And we will talk about all kinds of abundance and understand abundance in a totality, not just from one perspective, but from all perspectives. What is abundance? How do we become abundant? And how to become rich? Really, really rich. And that is what this workshop is all about. We all have that inherent, need or want to be rich in every which way, isn't it? So that is what pulls us into this subject called as abundance, because this is what I needed to know, and I felt that this is what I wanted to share with you. This is one thing which I read the book, and I will, let you know what it is all about. So shall we start, my dear friends? Are you ready? And if you can, I'd like to request you to please bring a notebook, a pen, or a pad or something, so that you make those points. And for all the 7 days, I would like to ask you to, make a journal for yourself, making those points and working on it, working on abundance. We are not just listening, we are working on it in every aspect. So I'd like to request you to frankly, journal all these 7 days, so that we do exercises on ourselves, we do experiments on ourselves, we do that homework, if I have to say. And the next day we will come back and we will share what we have done on our homework. I'm sure it is, because it was very challenging and it was very exciting for me. So I'm sure it is for you as well. So my dear friends, let's start now, since you're all ready to take it in. So let's start with an introduction to abundance. What is abundance? What are life's riches? We all want to become rich, abundant, and that is when we feel that, we feel that security. When we feel rich, we become secure. And that is what life's riches are all about, my dear friends. And everybody in the world wants abundance. Everybody. They want prosperity. They want abundance. And some want it in the form of money, property, belongings. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Some of us need all those things to survive. That is all right. So others want to be rich and prosperous with their creativity, with their ideas and their beauty. So, and still others want to be prosperous in love, in compassion, and others want to be rich in their heart qualities, and their in their vitality and their enthusiasm. So, thus there's a great tendency in the human being to live in abundance. Do we know that our solar system is a treasury of abundance? And it is not just, minerals, plants, and animals, but also energies, forces, laws, beauty, design, principles, life forms, and cosmic impressions. So the whole solar system is abundant of everything that we already need. It is already there. We just need to know how to tap it, how to tap that treasure, so that we also feel that we are in abundance. We are already abundant. We just need to know that we are. This brain needs to know that we are. That is all we need to do. And this treasury is very, very, very advanced. And it reaches into the treasury and discovers of all that we can use for the various needs of human beings and our lives. How? And do we know that nature is great, abundant, and nature sees that a great engineering is the smallest and biggest forms and phenomena. So this is where we come towards, and it is only true wisdom that gives us spiritual and material abundance. And that is the wisdom that we are going to carry here about. And we have four kinds of abundance. Four kinds of abundance. Spiritual abundance, mental abundance, emotional abundance, and physical abundance. Four kinds of abundance are there, which we are going to learn for throughout these 7 days. And we are also going to learn about success and how we can achieve all those things. We are going to go step by step into abundance. And spiritual abundance must be possessed first in order to use our material abundance constructively, my dear friends. When we meditate, how does the energy flow? Does it flow from below or does it flow from above? We all know that the cosmic energy, when we meditate, it flows from the Sahasrara to the Muladhara. So it has to flow from the top to the bottom. So let's start at the top. So that is what spiritual abundance is all about. And it is interesting to remember that every form and phenomenon is an expression of laws, principles, or knowledge. And knowledge in action becomes a living proof. And when we study the form, we observe those laws and principles and which sustain the form. And then finally we become the knower. And the knower turns into wisdom. And thus abundance is the one from whom all things proceed and to whom all things return. So what is abundance, my dear friends? The one whom all things proceed and to whom all things return. So all abundance in our solar system is coming through the sun, behind which is the source of the wisdom, the knower. And the sun is the storehouse and distributor for our material, moral, and mental and spiritual riches. Because there will be no life, no growth whatsoever, and no activity on our planet without the presence of the sun. So that is what abundance is all about. We are talking about in a more subtle manner. You wouldn't be hearing the conventional methods of abundance over here. You will be opening up to a new way of thinking, new perceptions over here, my dear friends. So, and like a sun, our inner core radiates its light. Like a sun, we all have the sun inside ourselves, which radiates its light, my dear friends. The light, the love, the power, and enriches our life with an abundance of physical, emotional, and mental activities and makes us a source of creativity. And our physical, mental, and emotional natures are receiving their vitality, sensitivity, and intelligence from the inner sun. We all have the inner sun, my dear friends. And how do we find that inner sun? Through meditation. And only through meditation can we find our inner sun that connects us to the abundance that is the sun. And that is how we become abundant in a holistic manner, in a wholesome manner. And we can either increase the radiation of the self and increase our abundance, or work to cloud the inner self and decrease our abundance. How do we do that? So the nature reveals its treasures and man reaches for the treasures hidden within ourselves. And nothing decreases and nothing increases in nature. Nature is like an ocean, my dear friends. The waves come to the shore and go back, and the ocean stays the same. It's just like that. Nothing comes and goes. Nature is abundance itself. Do you believe that? Do you believe that nature is abundance itself? That we have everything available there. We just have to go and take it. We just have to go and ask for it. Tap into it. Tap into those frequencies. Tap into those energies. And man is the key to nature. Man is a treasury because in his essence, man is one with the one from whom all things proceed and to the one to whom always return. So as we already know that we all want to live in physical abundance, emotional abundance, mental abundance, and spiritual abundance. And this tendency is inherent in us, in our essence. We are one with the source of abundance. And in our individualized human form, we want to repossess the abundance that we have in our spiritual essence as part of the one self. Abundance is in the universe is constant, my dear friend. It's always constant. And it is all cyclic. Everything's all cyclic, and no one organized things in such a way that those who work, labor, and so also reap according to the seeds and the quality of their labor. But the cycles are always there. There's spring in every phenomenon of life. There is summer, there's autumn, there's winter. But remember, for others, your summer is their winter, and so on. Your summer can be their winter. Their winter can be, their summer can be your winter. But there's no depression or inflation in the universe. There's no sort of recession in the universe. There are no recession periods in the nature. It is always abundant. We have faced recession periods, isn't it, in the past? Many times we have, faced these recession times. There are no inflations or depressions in the nature. It's always abundant. And if we do not have the spiritual richness or prosperity, all that we accumulate as material prosperity will work against our own interests and eventually knock us down. This might interest you to learn. We need to become spiritually rich in order for our material richness to stay intact. And this is what we are seeing in our contemporary lives. And most of what we have discovered and used is endangering our survival through poisoning and polluting the nature, through radioactivity, depressions, crimes, or through the danger of a global war and destruction. But it is also interesting, that when man reaches an impasse, so when we go through that situations and the levels that we have, and we make ourselves a prisoner of our own inventions, and we enter into our own coffin. We are digging a grave to ourselves, for ourselves, my dear friends. And that is what we do when we do all these things, when we destroy nature. And nature takes over and recycles itself, giving humanity a new chance to discriminate and choose on the path of its essence. How are we treating nature? How are we giving back to the nature is what is most important over here. And what is recycling? Is it going to a recycling thing and giving out plastic and getting it recycled? That's not recycling. Recycling is massive earthquakes, submergence of continents, natural calamities, catastrophes. That is what is recycling is for nature. I'm sure we do not want to be a part of it. Why would anyone want to be a part of it? So one person can be there in that situation because of their own doings. Why do you think the certain persons are placed in the place where the earthquake is happening? Why are only those persons, the selected persons, there during the earthquake or during the flooding or during anything that is happening? Why? And people think that nature recycles only the material universe. It is interesting to know that nature also recycles the pollution of our emotional and mental and moral emanations and gives us a new chance to proceed on the path of our evolution. It recycles our nature on trying to give us a new chance, a second chance. It keeps giving us chances. And this recycling of emotional, mental, and moral pollutions or forces is not done without payment. Without pain. And whenever we listen about payment, it's all about money, isn't it? How do we pay for it? And we pay for all that we have done against nature through our pain, through our suffering, through our ignorance, and the delay to the path where we all belong to. Everything in the universe is a recycling process. And as things are recycled, they change that level, become refined, and increase in their potency. And man, as we say, is a treasure house. And he uses his treasure. He increases in power, in love, and in light. And in due time, the treasures in the solar system become his own potentials. And if these potentials are actualized, man surpasses his level and eventually functions on a higher plane and comes closer to the source of all abundance. And Patriji used to, quote an example, like, if you really tap into that spiritual mastery, all your problems will be solved. What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? Every word, every sentence of Patriji has a very, very, very deeper meaning, and we need to tap into the deeper meanings. And anyone asks any question to him and say, do meditation, Baba. That is the only solution for everything. Then people wonder why, how come meditation is the solution for everything? How? It is the solution for everything, my dear friends. And all human beings have a deep tendency to increase their prosperity, isn't it? And this is very naturally because prosperity in the outer world is a reflection of the prosperity potential within man. It is the same. And as we say, the outer world is a reflection of our inner world. The money, the prosperity, the richness. How does it come? Because we are rich inside. Only with inner richness, the outer riches will remain intact. We don't have to be insecure anymore. There are no insecurities. There are no fears. There are no fears of losses or theft or any kind of thing that, why money will be taken away? Why? Because you're already rich in the inner things. There's no insecurity in the inner things. And where are you finding your treasure? Outside or inside? Where is your treasure? And man, in essence, contains the universe. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you contain the universe? And all that exists belongs to man. And if a man frees himself from the limitations of the physical, emotional, and mental bodies, he has the universe. And that is why Patriji says, be a master. Be your own master. Master yourself. Do you have physical, emotional, mental limitations? Do you? That is what we need to do. We need to free ourselves from these three body limitations. That is when you will reach the real abundance, isn't it? How are you limiting yourself? In your physicality, in your emotionality, in your mentality. How? We can enjoy everything that we want, my dear friends. And in that state of consciousness, the sense of mine and yours disappears. What is mine and yours? When we say that everything that is mine is yours, but we say it only through our lips, we do lip service rather than actually practicing it. You would say that what is mine is yours. But if I come to your house and say that this house is mine, not yours, then what would you say? You won't get angry. No, this is my house. But then what you just said, what is mine is yours, isn't it? So then where do we stand in the practicality of it? In the, what I mean, right? We say a lot of things, but how much do we practice it? Knowing is very easy. Application is what is challenging. How do we do that? In the domain of infinity, my dear friends, all that is mine is yours, and all that is yours is mine, is what universe says. I will living it. I will truly living that concept. We might say the lip service, we might say that. Doing lip service is very easy, my dear friends. It's just a word. It's just sentence. It's okay. Just let it come out. But do you really practice? That is when the physical, emotional, mental limitations come into place, come into play. If I sit in your house and say, this is not your house, it is my house, you'd say, get out from this. This is my house. I built it. This is my foundation. How can you take my house? No, you can't. Get out from this. That is a natural reaction, tendency to do that. And that's okay. But let us realize that we are still in those threefold limitations: physical, emotional, and mental. And let me tell you where our poverty lies. If I say that you are living in poverty, what is the signal? If I say that I am living in poverty, what is that signal? Poverty is in separatism, my dear friends. Poverty is in separatism. Abundance is in unity. Let me repeat that again and again and again, so that it gets into your head and gets into your reality. Poverty is in separatism. Abundance is in unity, my dear friends. Let's try to understand that and practice it. And man enjoys everything, not only in the physical plane, but the emotional, mental, and intuitional, and the three higher planes as well. But because he's in the physical plane, man finds himself limited. There is mine and yours on the physical plane. There's a limit on the physical plane of what you have and what you can have. Is there a limit set by our own minds, set by the society, set by the world? Is there a limit, isn't it? How much can we become? How much of the world can we own? And we always feel that we need more and more and more. And what is that more? And in our spiritual essence, we do not lack anything. We always want to have more and more because of the feeling of inadequacy, because of the lack consciousness. You really think that you lack something? You're devoid of something? The opposite of abundance consciousness is lack consciousness, my dear. That the feeling that, the belief that you lack something, that is why you have to go and get something. And if you're already the universe, how do you lack anything? How is that even possible? And it is this fact that turns into an urge in us and to bring that spiritual fulfillment into actuality. And trying to have more and more until you reach a level of satisfaction. Are we ever satisfied, to be honest? We have one car. We see another beautiful car. We want to own that car. We have two cars now. Wow. We are not happy. We're still not happy. We bought another car. How many cars? When will you be ever satisfied? When will that bottomless pit be full? Oh, I traveled America. I didn't travel to Europe. You traveled to Europe. I want to go to Turkey. I went to Turkey. I want to go to New Zealand. You went to New Zealand. I want to go to India. That bottomless pit sent by our own limitations, my dear friends. And we are tied with all our emotions and desires to worldly objects beyond our need and urge. And greed is cultivated systematically and scientifically to force people to have more. Greed is born from separatism, my dear friends. Greed is born from separatism, which means that you have lack consciousness, which means that you are poor. We hate that word, isn't it? Poor. I am poor. You are poor. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to be that. You would hate it if I said, you know what, you're poor. You're a zero. We don't know. We don't want to hear that. And let's come to the astral body now. Astral body is your emotional body. Let us differentiate between the astral and the emotional body, my dear. The organized emotions are called the body which your emotions are organized are called the astral body. The disorganized emotions that you're in your body is called as emotional body. There is emotional body and astral body. Emotional body is where your emotions are disorganized, and astral body is where your emotions are organized. And that is the difference between emotional and astral body, and both are the same. It's just emotion. The difference is disorganized, organized. So the astral body is thought to be formed by glamours and desires and to be an instrument to express emotions and record feelings. All this is right. But the main function of the astral body is that it is used for subjective journeys and registrations of those impressions which come from the cosmic realms. And when the astral body is cleansed of glamours and emotional agitations, it registers what? It registers beauty, which comes from the cosmic realms, higher worlds, higher dimensions. There are many things which are going on nowadays saying that, I'm contacting the higher dimensions, I'm contacting those stars, these stars. What is coming from them? Beauty is coming from them, harmony is coming from them, and joy is coming from them. Unity is coming from them. And all these experiences are recorded by the etheric brain and impressed by it on the concrete brain, my dear friends. And that is how one shares cosmic flavors in earthly life. What is meditation though, my dear friends? When we meditate, when we sit in meditation, we get in touch with those cosmic realities, cosmic realms, cosmic worlds, higher worlds. And we get that wisdom and we spread it over here, isn't it? We share that energy, we share those gifts with everyone. We share those treasures with everyone. And that is what abundance is all about, my dear friends. That is what is abundance. That is what we need to understand, that there are 4 different levels of abundance: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual abundance. There's no single abundance. Abundance is not just about money or properties or assets or power or anything else. Why do we limit abundance in the physical reality only? Isn't just the physical reality that we can be abundant in? No. So now let us learn something that, we have prepared for you. So my dear friends, this particular subject has been accepted from a book written by Torkom Saraydarian, which is called A Spring of Prosperity. And this is how we are going to go ahead with the topics. Okay? This is how we are going to learn everything. We are going to learn how to become abundant in all the levels and how to be cautious and to learn about some obstacles that we might face in the path of abundance. When we go and journey, okay, we open the GPS, isn't it? For example, if I want to go from Hyderabad to Bangalore, so then we find out the best route possible. And if I travel in a car, I will see, or I will try to avoid the traffic areas. I will see how to go around it. So I try to avoid the traffic areas so that I can reach my destination faster without any obstacles, isn't it? So we are all on the path of abundance, and we need to know how to navigate through to that abundance without any obstacles. So we will learn about the obstacles. We will learn how to navigate through to the abundance. So, my dear friends, there are three kinds of people and three kinds of rich. And I would like to ask everyone, request again, to please switch on your videos so that, I feel that, we are interacting with each other, not just seeing on a computer on a black basis. Thank you. And let's learn a lot about this. Okay? There are three kinds of people and three kinds of riches. Determine where you stand. Please do determine where you stand. People who want to have to collect. People who want to take action, who want action to work and to labor. And people who just want to be. Patriji was beingness, my dear friends. He just is. That is why there's so much effortlessness in whatever he does, isn't it? And the real richness, as it is being said, is in beingness. And people can take all that you have made, isn't it? I can really rob everything from you. If you have money with you, I can rob it. I can stop making you do, in your neighbor, or an accident can stop you. And when you are, you can never lose what you are, isn't it? For example, if I said that you are enlightened, how can I take your enlightenment? How can I take your wisdom? How can I take your confidence? How can I take your love for yourself? How can I take your inner beauty? How? I can't take that. There's nothing to be taken. You're just here to share all of it. Your beingness, you being that, you are here to share everything that you are. And life after life, you grow in beingness, and every time you reincarnate, you create abundance equal to the degree of your beingness, my dear friend. It is so, so beautiful to know about this. This sentence itself is healing, my dear friends. This sentence is healing. When they say wisdom heals us, how? How? So now we need to know where we stand. Where we stand. Are we collectors? Are we doers? Or are we beers? Where do we stand? This is what you need to work on, my dear friends. I want everyone to write down what are they and what they need to be. Where are you and where you need to go? Unless you know where you are, you will not know where you need to go next, isn't it? And the compass will show you where you are. Your GPS will show you where you are. Your inner GPS. Your inner meditation. Your inner sun will show you where you are. It will show the light, throw the light upon you, my dear friends. Where do we stand here? Are we havers, collectors? Are we doers, or are we beers? I want everyone to not just make a journal. Let's make an honest journal. True to ourselves. Without any fabrication, without any lies, without any, vanity. Stay true to yourself and write in your journal. No one is going to peek in your journal to know what you are, who you are. So then how to increase our prosperity? To increase the prosperity potential means to release the inner abundance on all levels of our expression. And this is what self-actualization is, isn't it? The inner abundance must express itself as abundance on spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical levels. And it must start from the spiritual level. It has to start from the spiritual level, my dear friends, not on the physical level. Because energy flows from the Sahasrara to the Muladhara, not the other way around, isn't it? How do you fill a cup? From above or from below? If you keep trying to fill the cup from the below, it will leak. It never fills. So the right way to fill a cup is from the above, from the top. So spiritually, you must be prosperous if you want to be prosperous on the lower planes and enjoy your prosperity on the lower planes. You want to enjoy everything. You don't want to be fearful. You don't want to be insecure. Isn't it, my dear friends? And we can increase our prosperity potential by establishing a contact with the source of abundance within us and the universe. And this is the first condition, requisite. And unless we establish this contact and prepare our bodies to receive it, we will not be in prosperity and abundance. See, today I might be a Lakhpati or a Karodpati. What about tomorrow? Will I be the same? Will I have the same? Will I be the same Lakhpati and Karodpati? What guarantees that? All our lives, we want to become abundant. We all want to become rich. We all want to have things. What makes it stay for a long time? Without fear, without insecurity, how does it happen? Spiritual abundance, my dear friends. The richness should start from your spirit, from your soul, from your inner self. Are you rich there? Because if you are rich there, then you are rich. Nobody can take the richness from you. Nobody. So there are 7 main techniques which have been used throughout ages with great success. You might want to take a screenshot of this, or you might want to write it down, because this is what we are going to understand. These are the techniques, my dear friends. And there's lots more that we have to, I have to offer here. Lots to learn about abundance, the real meaning of abundance. And I want each and every one of us to become abundant in every way. I want us to become rich. So these are the 7 techniques, my dear friends, which we need to practice. I want everyone to write it down and work on it. Please start working on it. The first one is meditation. Meditation puts a person in contact with the source. We all know that, isn't it? Our hearts get connected. We get connected to the cosmic mind, to the cosmic heart, to the cosmic energy. And we are fused with the source of abundance within ourselves. And meditation is a search for our core, a search for what we are, where you are in your essence. Isn't it a path to self-realization? What is self-realization? To know what you are, to know who you are, to know where you are. That is what is self-realization. What is self-realization? Everyone talks about self-realization. What is it? Meditation is a transmutation process into your true self. Do we really know who our true self is? Do we really know the bud that we are in all the layers of the onion? And once the self is contacted, man is in abundance physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, my dear. Meditation is the key for spiritual abundance. Meditation is the key to spiritual abundance. Meditation is the key to spiritual abundance, my dear. Your richness will be intact with spiritual abundance. Do we want to go for temporary abundance or permanent abundance? Does your abundance have to be eternal or short? Do you want to have that abundance for ages to come or just for this life? Do you want to target about short-term abundance or long-term? We all need to have short-term goals and long-term goals. What are your long-term goals? So where do we stand in that? Are we doing meditation to create short-term abundance or long-term abundance? Eternal abundance. We become abundant eternally. How does that sound? Isn't that beautiful to even learn that we are always being abundant? Whether we are in this body or not, we are always abundant. Affirmation. This is another step that we need to learn. Affirmation is the action of the will to make the subjective manifest into the objective form. And in affirmation, one exercises his divine rights to create and bring the vision into manifestation. Now, there's so many courses happening on manifestation. What is manifestation? Manifestation is a result of your actions, your thoughts, your words, and the seeds that you sow. What is manifestation, my dear friends? What do we understand by manifestation? Manifestation is nothing but the result of what we do, what we are, what we say, what we think. What is karma? It's cause and effect. Manifestation is nothing but the effect. It's the effect. It is a materialization of what we are. Only if I cook, the meal will manifest, isn't it? Only if I start traveling, will I reach Bengaluru, isn't it? That is manifestation. If you do something and it results in something, that is manifestation. I want to cook idli. How does it manifest? If you cook idli, it will manifest. Otherwise, how will it manifest? And that is what manifestation is all about. It's all about what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're creating, what you're saying, about your efforts to get something. That is manifestation. It's a result of your efforts on all levels. And at the moment of affirmation, one must stand in his own pure spiritual being, beyond the doubts of the lower elementals and their limitations. And I want everyone to say this right now. You don't have to switch on your audio. Say that I am rich. Please say it out loud. I am rich. Don't let your limitations stop you. I'm going to, let's say I am rich. I'm spiritually abundant. I'm not limited by my physical, emotional, mental bodies. I'm eternally abundant. How does that feel? Just to say it out loud. I am eternally abundant. Abundance is natural. It comes to me naturally. I do not lack anything. I am not inadequate. I am adequate. I am more than adequate. I am abundant. I am abundant. What is I am? I am is a state of beingness. Is a state of beingness. You are abundant. Everything is in you. Everything is in you. That is what affirmation is all about. To say the truth out loud. And let me emphasize on the word called doubts. Even when we say that out loud, we have those doubts somewhere in the back of our mind. Am I really abundant? Am I not lying to myself? Am I manipulating myself? Am I not living in reality? Doubts. Let me emphasize on the doubts. And where do these doubts come from? The physical, emotional, and mental limitation. Let's remove this word called doubts. We are abundant, my people. We are. You are. I am. Everyone is. Visualization. And visualization is the ability to impress upon matter higher possibilities. Visualization is the process to build a path toward the future. It is the act of visualization that the future is translated into the terms of the present need. And also it is through visualization that the cosmic effect of our direction is perceived. How many of you have read the book called The Secret? Did you read the book called The Secret? It's all about this. In that book, there's a man who's already bankrupt, who is on the beach, sitting there, depressed, sad. And one guy comes and he was very curious to say, "Oh my God, how did you become so rich?" You know what? I did this exercise. I vibrated in a frequency where I already believed that I am rich. So I become rich. How is that even possible? And so he experiments on himself and he becomes rich. That is called visualization. Visualization has a great power, my dear friends. You vibrate at the level, at the frequency level, wherein you want to attract something. You want to be something. Again, here, my dear friends, what kind of a person are you? Collector, doer, or beer? Which one are you? Please bear this in mind whenever you do something, whenever you learn something. Are you a collector, doer, or beer? The second one, my dear friends, we will go as far as the time permits us and then we will continue from tomorrow. So the second one is sacrificial service. Now, what has this got to do with abundance? Abundance is about having, isn't it? Why should I sacrifice anything? So nothing can be given to you from the source of abundance if you do not evoke it by your sacrificial giving and your service. In reality, nature does not give anything, it exchanges. Isn't it, my dear friends? Are you a taker but not a giver? No pain, no gain, as they say, isn't it? What is the main? It is your sacrifice. And our sacrificial service is the best way to exchange abundance with nature. Everything we do, speak, anything must carry the fire of beauty, goodness, and truth. And these three are very difficult. These three are very difficult, my dear friends. They are not very easy. Every word that comes out of your mouth should be beautiful, should be good, and should be truthful. Everything you think should be beautiful, should be good, and should be truthful. We talk about fire, and this is what fire is all about. Inner fire. Can we do that? Is it possible in our everyday life? Is it really, really, really possible in our everyday life? That is a sacrifice that we need to make. And this is service. And in sacrificial service, you act, speak, and think as if the one self were expressing itself through you to increase beauty, goodness, and truth. When you're talking, speaking, and acting, what is it that is talking, speaking, and acting? Who is talking? Who is speaking? Who is thinking? Who is acting? Who is that? Who is functioning through you? What is functioning through you? This is one of your exercises that we need to do today, my dear friends. Please observe yourself. What is functioning through you? Who is functioning through you? Kindly work on yourself. You are doing classwork and homework both for the 7 days. What is functioning through you? Who is functioning through you? When you're saying something, where is it coming from? What is it coming from? Every word, every act, every thought. Is it light or dark? When everything is beautiful, good and truthful, then it is light. So let's work on this exercise, do this exercise. And the third method is joy and ecstasy. Joy and ecstasy. Because joy puts us in contact with abundance. Without joy, one cannot come in contact with our true self. Are you joyful? Are you a joyful person? Like from inside, not just, by smiling outside, you don't become a joyful person. So I will go to Neha Bhatt's house and then say, hey, hi, I'm here in your house. She'll smile and all that. And once I'm gone, she'll go back to her bedroom and sulk. That is not joy. Joy is a state of being. It's not not doing. It's a state of being. You're always joyful. Whether I'm in her house or not, she's always joyful. How beautiful will that be? Whether someone is there or not, she's joyful. Whether she has something or not, she's joyful. Whether she's, doing something or not, she's joyful. How beautiful that is to know. Joyful, ecstatic. If I go to Neha Bhatt's house and not go to Ringal Singh's house, she's feeling sad. Why? She doesn't have the joy in her. Only if I go to Ringal Singh's house, then she's joyful. Why? The joy has to be there permanently in your heart, in your mind, in your emotions, in everything that you are. So without joy, one cannot come in contact with your true self. And joy is the revelation or release of the light and beauty of the self. Joy makes you generous and inclusive. Whether I come to their house or not, they have that compassion with me. They're inclusive. They're generous. And joy uplifts our understanding. We understand everything in the right way. And joy creates the needed resonance in our auras to attract abundance from nature. Just imagine, my dear friends, if I am always sulking, cribbing, and crying and complaining, would you like to sit with me? Would you even feel like sitting? Oh my God, she always complains. I don't want to sit with her. And Neha is always joyful and, cheerful and jubilant and full of light and love. Would anyone want to sit with her? Talk to her? Be with her? Of course. Yes, I would love to be with her. So then, what is your aura all about? What is your aura? Is it joyful? Is it understanding? It is inclusive? Is it generous? How are you in your inner nature? What is your true self? Is your smile fake or real? Is it just for others or even for yourself as well? So ecstasy, what is ecstasy? It is a moment of contact with the joy of those forces which transmit light, vision, and beauty in ecstasy. I'm sorry, beauty. What is the vision? What is life? What is beauty? When you have joy, your life becomes joyful. Your vision is joyful. And everything that you see, that you are, is beauty. Everything is beautiful. If you find anything ugly, question yourself, why do I find something ugly? Is there ugliness in me? Why am I sad? Is my sadness real? Is my smile real? What is my vision for the future? How can I find joy within myself? How can I become really, really, really joyful? There are 3 states, my dear friends. One is happiness, one is joy, one is bliss. 3 states. Happiness is all about physical and emotionality. Happiness can be found in 2 bodies, which is physical and emotional bodies. Joy is mental. So, there are 3 stages. One is happiness, one is joy, one is bliss. What is the difference? Happiness belongs to the physical and emotional bodies. Joy belongs to the mental body, and bliss belongs to the soul. That is the difference between happiness, joy, and bliss. So ecstasy is a moment with that contact, my dear friends. And in ecstasy, man burns out all accumulations in his aura which hinder his expansion in contact with the essence of beauty. And ecstasy is a moment of resonance with the center of unity beyond all apparent cleavages. What are cleavages? Your hatred, your revenge, your jealousy, your separatism. These are all cleavages, my dear friends. And all of these are obstacles for you to become joyful, to be joy, to be ecstasy. Limitations. To find your cleavages, my dear friends, please find your cleavages. What is leaking you? What is making you lose yourself? What are the cleavages that you carry inside you? Find your cleavages, work on it, and replace it with joy and ecstasy. So another homework for today is find your cleavages. Where do you think you are leaking? How is your energy leaking? In your physical body, in your emotional body, in your mental body. What is it that is holding you back? Find your cleavages and work on it and replace it with joy and ecstasy. Not just finding it, but replacing it as well. So, my dear friends, that is all for today. And we will continue from tomorrow. We will start with the 4th point again yet. So, that is the learning that we have for today. And thank you so much for joining in.